Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. My name is Chris Shelton. We just wrapped up the 30 Days of Qigong to Better Health. And I got started to thinking that there's other meditations that people could benefit from. And one of the big meditations I think that people could benefit from is the ice water vapor meditation. According to Chinese medicine, as you've gone through, or if you did go through the 30 Days of Qigong or the Qigong tip of the week, I give a brief introduction about how we view different negative emotions and how they affect different organs of the body and the tissues and the acupuncture channels and meridians. So according to Western science or Western medicine, or according actually to the Center of Disease Control, the third leading cause of death around the world is cancer. It's pretty close with cancer and diabetes. And I have clients that do come in and as they're going through chemo and as they're going through their radiation or whatnot, and you know the cancer is really destructive. It's a horrible disease that doesn't, as it multiplies to expand itself, it doesn't realize that it's killing the very host for which it's feeding off of. And in Chinese medicine, aside from dietary habits, lifestyle habits, a lot of the times what will happen is that these negative emotions that we have actually get stuck, and then that can actually create cancer. But diet and lifestyle habits, environment does play a role as well too. So I was thinking about it, and I thought, you know what's a great gift that I could give to people that are suffering from cancer or going through the process of cancer, or the family members or friends that are close by. I recently just lost a close friend and client that was suffering from abdominal cancer for quite some time, and so I thought that it'd be fitting to go ahead and give you guys this practice. It's very simple. If you're going through chemo or radiation, any type of treatments like that, 9 times out of 10 what will happen is the body gets exhausted and the blood gets weak. And so therefore this meditation is really good to be done from a lying down position. Today we're going to do it from a standing position. If you have enough energy to stand or to sit, it's okay to do it. But what's going to happen is that you're going to focus on a certain area of the body and wherever the cancer is, and you're going to imagine it turning to ice, and then it's going to turn to water, and then to vapor. And it could either leave out through the bottom of your feet, it could leave out your hands. If you're laying on a mattress, you could lay, or on a couch, you could flow out the back and deep into the ground. It doesn't have to flow out the feet, and it doesn't have to flow out the fingers. Each time we do this, we're going to imagine that the cancer is getting smaller and smaller. So it's going to turn to ice, and then imagine it turn to water, and then turning to vapor, and that vapor then dissipates deep into the earth. As we focus on the location of the tumor again, then it's going to be a little bit smaller, once again turning to ice, to water, and to vapor. And you could actually do this meditation for 15 minutes to an hour, as much as possible, to be able to try to combat the disease itself and then change its process. And it's a very powerful meditation, and I think it's something that anybody could do and benefit from, hence the reason why we're teaching it here today. So I'm going to start off with pulling down the heavens 3 times. I'm going to inhale, exhaling, just calming the mind. And all we're doing is we're just putting ourselves into a place of mindfulness to calm down our fears, to calm down our anxiety, our excess mind chatter. Exhale. And then I'm just going to do some gentle qi clearing exercises. Once again, if you're too tired to do this, then conserve your energy. Save it for the meditation itself. You could actually mentally visualize yourself doing this and gain benefit from it as well too. So I'm inhaling in the center, exhaling as I toss. Calming the mind, settling your spirit. And then from there we come to an end and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. exhaling, and gather, and exhale. And then from there, bring the feet a little bit closer together. Begin to lightly bounce, focusing on the ankles. Just going to remove any toxins, any stagnation from the joints of the ankles. Moving up to the knees. Moving up to the hips and groin and releasing that. The back and chest, releasing that. And in this practice here, a little bit different from how I taught it with the 30 Days of Qigong, you could actually envision the area where the cancer is. And as you're doing this gentle bouncing, and just imagine it releasing out as a dark cloud of energy going deep into the ground. Then from there, the fingers and wrists. So the cancer is in the bones, you'd imagine it shaking out the bones deep into the ground. Elbows, shoulders, head and neck. And then from there, stop bouncing, and then we're going to inhale, pulling golden light, washing the body internally all the way through the body beyond the top of the head. Exhale, and drop. Inhale, pulling up. Exhale, and drop. And again, inhale, and release. And then from there, just kind of shaking everything off. Once again, just getting ourselves ready for the meditation. Inhaling, exhaling out, inhaling, exhaling, and exhale. And then from there, pulling down the heavens 3 times. Just releasing out any excess heat or vibration from the body. Inhale. And the 3rd time. And exhale. And then from there, from a lying down position, a seated position, or if you're standing like I am, just allow for the breath to be long, steady, even and deep into the lower abdomen. I'm going to walk you through the center balance meditation, just to increase the mindfulness of your body, start to calm the mind down. And really quickly here, we're just going to melt down through the front of the face, the front of the body, so you can imagine warm oil melting down through the forehead, the brow bone, eyebrows, temples, through the side of the face and eyes, through the nose, the cheeks, the lips, the chin, the jaw structure, the throat, the shoulders and upper chest, the biceps and elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the palms of the hands leading all the way out to the fingers. From here, the warm oil then travels down through the flanks of the body, through the chest, through the abdomen, lower abdomen, through the groin, the thighs, knees, shins, ankles, feet and toes, all connecting, all flowing off deep into the ground. And next, feel what's behind you, relaxing the tissues as you calm your mind. Melt it down through the back of the head, the back of the ears, the back of the neck and shoulders, triceps and elbows, forearms, wrists, hands and fingers. And then from there, the upper back, mid back, low back, waist, buttocks, hamstrings, knees, calves, ankles, heels. Allow for this warm oil to flow down deep into the ground. And then connecting to your higher power, just scanning the inside of your body. The white light penetrates through the entire skull, through the brain, the jaw structure, through the center of the throat, illuminating your senses of what's inside of you, branching off into the chest and shoulders, into the arms, to the elbows, the center of the forearms, hands and fingers. and through your body cavity, through the visceral cavity where the organs sit. So you visualize your heart and lungs, liver, gallbladder, stomach, spleen, intestines, kidneys, urinary bladder, pelvic bone, femurs, the muscles surrounding them, the knees, shins, ankles, feet and toes, all connecting, all flowing off deep into the ground. And then from there, I want you to begin to focus on the area where the cancer is. If it's in one area, if it's on the skin, if it's in the brain, wherever it's at, I want you to begin to focus. If it's on an organ or just in the tissues themselves. You're going to bring your mind intent to the area. And now what you're going to do is you're going to imagine it freezing, like you're freezing something off, like you're freezing off a wart or something off your skin. So we're going to allow it to turn to ice. And then from there, it turns to water. And then from water, it turns to vapor. And then it dissipates out the back or out through the hands, out through the feet, whatever way is the closest way to the earth for you. Again, it turns to ice, and then to water, and then to vapor, and using your mind intent, guiding that vapor out the body, through the couch or through the mattress, whatever you're on, the chair, whatever, and out deep into the ground. And each time you visualize it, you imagine that the area where the tumor or the tumors are gets smaller and smaller. So now as it turns to ice, it's a little bit smaller, turns to vapor, turns to water, turns to vapor, and then flows out deep into the ground. Ice, water, vapor, and imagine the vapor. And you can imagine the vapor as a blue cloud or a white light leaving the body, or a dark cloud where this tumor once was. And each time getting smaller and smaller and smaller, turning to ice, and to water, and to vapor, leaving the body. Ice, water, vapor, leaving the body. Feeling the peace that's coming in, pulling in the divine energy to help you heal. And turns to ice, and then to water, and then to vapor. And you could go at your own pace. If my pace is too fast for you, your mind can't keep up, or your mind intent, or maybe I'm going too slow, and your mind intent wants it to turn to ice, to water, to vapor, quicker, ice, water, vapor, and dispersing over and over. That's okay too. Just giving you a marker for which to start from, and then you make it into your own practice. So ice, feeling the divine energy coming in, healing your body, healing the tissues where the cancer once was. Turn to water, to vapor, and then leaving the body. And ice, water, vapor, leaving the body. Ice, water, vapor. And this vapor leaves out through the tissues, deep into the ground. And then now you imagine the tumor even smaller, turning to ice, turning to water, vapor, and disappearing, going deep into the earth. Earth energy restoring, reharmonizing. Ice, water, vapor, releasing into the ground. Imagine the tumor or tumors now disappearing, getting smaller and smaller, turning to ice like a solid ice crystal, freezing it off out of your body. Then it turns to water, it turns to liquid, and then it turns to vapor. And you watch that vapor as it leaves the body, going deep into the ground. Ice, water, and vapor. Flowing down deep into the earth. Each time it turns to ice, as you bring your mind intent there, you imagine it smaller than the time before. As it turns to ice, and then it turns into the liquid, turns to water, then it turns to vapor, and leaves the body, getting smaller and smaller, replacing the tissues around it with white light to heal, cleanse, restore balance and harmony. Ice, water, vapor, and leaving the body. Ice, water, vapor, and dispersing out as a cloud, as a mist. And you feel the white light surrounding the area get brighter and brighter as the tissues bend themselves. You feel the divine energy coming in, all the deities, entities, spiritual beings coming to assist, all the 5 directions assisting with the healing process. Turn to ice, and then to water, and then to vapor, and leaving the body. Now getting very small. Ice, water, vapor. It's smaller and smaller. Each time the mind intent goes to the area where the cancer is, you imagine it's smaller as it turns to a solid ice form. It turns to water. Then it turns to vapor, getting even more, losing its presence, changing the cells over to healthy cells, and the body comes to fight, to help to release it. And then as you go deeper and deeper, now getting smaller, once again ice, turning to water, and then that water evaporates, and imagine as it evaporates more and more of this cancer, of these cells, these damaged cells, leave the body, going several feet away from the body and deep into the earth. Imagine yourself surrounded by white light. Allow for this white light to fill into the space where the cancer was. And as it turns to ice and to water and to vapor and disperses deep into the ground, the white light also saturates your tissues, repairing, rejuvenating, restoring. Ice and water, vapor. Imagine it to now the place where it's no longer there. It's just the space. It turns to ice, to water, and watch that vapor of the cancer, of the tumor, leave the body, flowing several feet deep into the earth. And ice, it turns to water, they turn to vapor, and all disperse. Feeling the lightness in your body as the cancer goes away, as the tumors go away, turning to ice, water, vapor, and releasing out. ice, water, vapor. Feel the peace, feel the lightness in the body. As it turns to ice, they turn to water, and then the vapor gets smaller and smaller. Now can't even notice them, but we're going to do it a few more times just to make sure. And from here, turning to ice, to water, to vapor, and dispersing out. Again, ice, water, vapor, and releasing. Last one, ice. Turning to water, to emerge out, turning to vapor, and vaporizing into nothingness. And from this nothingness, the white light fills the void, fills the space, repairing the tissues. Feeling rejuvenated, refreshed. Feeling the healthy cells coming in to restore balance and harmony into the body. And then from here, just pulling down the heavens 3 times, inhaling. And exhale. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. And then from there, slowly open up your eyes, coming out of the meditation, coming back to the present, feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and restored. So wrapping up this meditation here today, I wanted to give something to the world that can help benefit millions of people around the world, because like I said in the opening of this video here today, millions of people die each year because of cancer and the suffering that a lot of people go through as a result of not only the cancer, but sometimes the treatments as well. This is a meditation that a person could do for hours and hours and hours. So, even if you were to repeat this part of the video where I'm actually just doing the meditation part, do it for an hour or so. I mean, what do you have to lose? And the more that you sink your mind intent into it dissolving into nothing, then the more powerful it becomes. And I've seen this help other clients before who have diligently applied this meditation to this practice. In Beijing, this was a meditation that's taught in Beijing in their hospitals. So it's something that's universal that anybody could do. And a couple other things just as a closing note here. According to Chinese medicine, the spleen and stomach play a big role in the transformation of fluids and food. And if fluid is not able to transform properly, then what will happen is that it could turn into phlegm. And phlegm could be something as simple as the phlegm that you have in your sinuses or that you cough up from your lungs, or it could be something like arthritis where the fluids turn to phlegm. But also cancers, fibroids, and tumors are also considered a type of phlegm. So other recommendations is, number one, go and see if you're going through any kind of cancer treatments. Go and see your local acupuncturist, medical Qigong practitioner. There are other herbs or other things you could do. There's herbs that you could do to help to keep your blood and your fluids strong as you go through the chemo and the radiation. Diet-wise, avoiding all sugar. Cancer loves sugar, so avoid sugar, even if you're craving it. You're craving it because the spleen is out of balance. Do whatever you can to try to avoid it. Try to eat some oatmeal or some other earth-type foods like yams or sweet potatoes instead, and see if that doesn't help to curb the craving. And the other thing too is ice-cold drinks and ice-cold food. So no ice cream, no ice water, because this also will damage the spleen and the stomach's function of being able to transform fluids properly. So we don't want to feed this. We want to take everything that it thrives off of and get rid of it. Emotionally, as you're going through this meditation, seek and look into what comes up for you emotionally. I'm not talking about in the present tense of if there's any type of fear or whatnot. That's very important too. So going back to the 30 days of Qigong, and especially like the kidney sound, the kidney move, the 5 cloud meditation would be a great meditation. Pulling out past pain meditation would be a great meditation for that. But also going into the past and seeing what comes up for you, seeing if there is a component of past emotional trauma that has maybe contributed to this appearing. To wrap up, my name is Chris Shelton. Thank you for joining me. Look at our YouTube channel and the other YouTube clips that we have on Qigong. We just are wrapping up the 30 days of Qigong, and we have the Qigong tips of the week that are even shorter, so if you don't have that much time. So we're putting a lot of information out there on YouTube for free to be able to empower the world, be able to empower all people, regardless of who you are, what your physical or mental emotional state is, and to empower you to improve your overall beingness. So until next time, my name is Chris Shelton. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a saying that here at Shelton Qigong that Qigong is a simple practice with profound results. Wishing you peace and happiness.